I think it's a bit more of a problem when it comes to big cities. Because I currently live in technically a city, but it's really a town, and I don't really have to worry about crime. But then it's kind of a reality check whenever I have to travel to a city or I'm staying overnight in London, for example, that I need to make sure that I'm not in the dodgy areas at dark or whatever. So there's definitely a crime issue.
I mean, I think a lot of us can name people probably from the top of our head that we know that's been a victim of violence or perpetrated violence. I have some friends myself that have been stabbed, and obviously, you know, they've done whatever else to other people because they were involved in a bad lifestyle. But it's so normalised that, you know, you're walking down the streets, even when you're doing normal activities like going to shop, going home and bargains with your mum, you know, or taking, you know, your girlfriend out, whatever else, 99% of the time these people are walking around with it and they're ready to do it even broad daylight. It's so broad during the day that it's so normal that people are just doing it on main streets, midday, after school, before school, etc.
No, I definitely agree that it's being normalised because you're exposed to violence, from my experience anyway, from a very young age, and you kind of grow up in survival mode all the time, so you're ready at all times. It's like we're adrenaline junkies, but not by choice. So I resonate with that point a lot. Do you think the fact that it's being normalised has made us less sensitive to violence in a way?
Yeah.
I think so, definitely. Like, even to the point where like this isn't right or okay, but like where like stabbings are normalised and you're like scrolling past it in the news on like social media and it's just like, oh, it's someone else has been stabbed, and that's not right. You shouldn't think that, but it does come to that because you're just seeing it every single day.
I feel like it's normal for everyday people to have a friend or someone that has been involved in violence or is a person that does violence. I think it's normal to walk around, you know, you see your family, maybe your family members are involved in certain activity, you might have a friend involved in it. I feel like it's really normal to know someone that carries a knife. And I feel like if this was, you know, a couple decades back, you know, these people would have been like kind of in their own demographic where it was kind of separated from usual society, but it's not even a subculture anymore, it's just a normal culture of the UK almost.
I can't help drawing a parallel between like America and school shootings, whereas I think people over there have almost become normalized to there being a school shooting. I heard politicians or people in America saying, how long do we have to keep saying thoughts and prayers with children before we actually do something about it? And now it might be time to like apply that back to the UK, whereas how many times are we going to say this needs to stop before we actually do something about knife crime?
I live up north, right? And things like stabbings might not be a common thing. It might be shocking to think, oh, it's so close to home, but the idea of it is very normalized. Also, like, I think last year when I first read the report, I was shocked because in my head, or at least what I see in the media is the fact that youth violence is a huge problem in London, in the capital, and that's it. Like, up north, we're all okay, we're all right. And then I start, like, maybe actually reading more into it or, like, learning more into it, and it's a problem all across the country. And now I'm not surprised to see that in Yorkshire. And, you know, it's the second area with most crime for young people because I can now see it close to home and I've seen it happen around me.